Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that is arguably the single most important factor in determining your success in any area of life. It's not your talent, it's not your background, and it's not just luck, it's your mindset. The renowned Stanford psychologist Carol Dweck said it best: the right mindset creates success. She spent decades researching this and came up with a groundbreaking concept that divides mindsets into two simple categories: the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. Understanding which one you operate from can literally change the entire trajectory of your life. So, what are they? Let's start with a fixed mindset. People with a fixed mindset believe that their qualities, like intelligence, talent, and personality, are carved in stone. They are static traits. You're either born smart or you're not. You're either a natural at sports or you'll never be good. This belief system has some serious consequences. When you believe your abilities are fixed, every situation becomes a test. Every challenge is a potential judgment on your inherent worth. The main goal becomes looking smart and talented at all costs and avoiding failure like the plague. Think about it. If you believe you only have a certain amount of intelligence, you wouldn't want to do anything that could reveal its limits, right? You'd stick to what you know you're good at. You'd shy away from challenges because if you struggle or fail, it feels like a final verdict: you're not smart enough. Effort becomes a bad word. Someone with a fixed mindset thinks, if I have to try hard, it must mean I'm not naturally good at this. They see effort as a sign of weakness rather than a necessary part of the learning process. When they receive criticism or feedback, it feels like a personal attack. It's not about the work, it's about them. They get defensive and are less likely to learn from their mistakes. And when they see others succeed, especially people who started at the same level, it's incredibly threatening. The success of others highlights their own perceived inadequacies. It's a very limiting and stressful way to live. The world is divided into winners and losers, and your primary concern is to prove you're one of the winners. Now, let's flip the coin and talk about the growth mindset. This is where the magic happens. People with a growth mindset believe that their abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication, hard work, and good strategies. They understand that the brain is like a muscle. The more you use it and challenge it, the stronger and smarter it gets. They don't see themselves as a finished product. They see themselves as a work in progress. This fundamental belief changes everything. For someone with a growth mindset, challenges are not threats, they are opportunities. They embrace challenges as a chance to grow and stretch their abilities. They understand that you don't grow by staying in your comfort zone. Failure isn't a verdict on their worth, it's a natural part of the learning process. They see failure as a data point, providing valuable information on what to do differently next time. Instead of saying, "I failed," they say, "This didn't work. Let's try another approach." Effort, for them, is the key to mastery. They don't see it as a sign of weakness, they see it as the path to getting better. They understand that even the greatest minds and athletes had to put in countless hours of practice to get where they are. When they receive criticism, they welcome it. They see it as free advice on how to improve. It's not a personal attack, it's a gift. They actively seek out feedback to accelerate their learning. And what about the success of others? It's not a threat, it's an inspiration. A person with a growth mindset looks at someone else's success and thinks, "Wow, what did they do to achieve that? What can I learn from their journey?" They find lessons and motivation in the achievements of others. This mindset creates a love of learning and a resilience that is absolutely essential for great accomplishment. So, how do you know which mindset you have? It's not always black and white. Most of us have a mixture of both, and our mindset can even change depending on the situation. You might have a growth mindset about your career but a fixed mindset about your artistic abilities. For example, the key is self-awareness. Start listening to the voice in your head. When you face a setback, what does it say? Does it say, "I'm such a failure, I'll never be good at this"? That's the fixed mindset talking. Or does it say, "Okay, that was tough. What can I learn from this so I can do better next time"? That's the growth mindset. The good news is that your mindset is not fixed. You can absolutely cultivate a growth mindset. It's a conscious choice. The first step is to simply recognize and label that fixed mindset voice. When you hear it, just say to yourself, there's my fixed mindset talking again." Don't judge it, just observe it. The second step is to consciously talk back to it with a growth mindset voice. When the fixed mindset says, "What if I fail? I'll look like an idiot," the growth mindset responds, "Failure is an opportunity to grow. I'm not worried about looking smart. I'm focused on learning." When the fixed mindset says, "This is too hard, I'm just not cut out for it," the growth mindset replies, "This is challenging, which means my brain is growing. I'll break it down and keep trying different strategies." Let's make this practical. Think about a skill you've always wanted to learn. Maybe it's playing the guitar, learning a new language, or starting a business. The fixed mindset might say, "I'm too old," or "I don't have the natural talent." A growth mindset reframes this. It says, "With practice and the right guidance, I can develop this skill." It focuses on the process, not just the outcome. Instead of being paralyzed by the thought of being a perfect guitar player, you focus on learning one chord today. You celebrate the small wins and the effort you put in. This applies to everything. In relationships, a fixed mindset might lead you to believe that if a relationship requires work, it's not the right one. A growth mindset understands that all good relationships require effort, communication, and a willingness to work through problems together. In your career, a fixed mindset makes you avoid new projects that might expose your weaknesses. A growth mindset makes you raise your hand for those projects, knowing they are the best way to expand your skill set and advance. The core idea is to praise the process, not the person. This is crucial, especially if you're a parent or a leader. Instead of telling a child, "You're so smart," which promotes a fixed mindset, try saying, "I'm so impressed with how hard you worked on that problem. I saw you try several different strategies until you found one that worked." This praises the effort, the strategies, the perseverance, all things that are within their control and that reinforce a growth mindset. You're teaching them that their success comes from their actions, not some innate, unchangeable quality. Embracing a growth mindset is a journey, not a destination. There will be days when that fixed mindset voice is loud and convincing. That's okay. The goal isn't to eliminate it forever, but to learn how to manage it and to consistently choose the path of growth. Remember, your potential is not a fixed point. It's a vast, expandable horizon. What you can achieve is not determined by where you start, but by your belief in your ability to grow. So, I challenge you today to start paying attention to your inner dialogue. Which mindset is driving your actions and your feelings? Choose to embrace challenges, persist in the face of setbacks, see effort as the path to mastery, learn from criticism, and find inspiration in the success of others. Choose growth, because your mindset is the one thing you have complete control over, and it's the key that will unlock your true potential. Thanks so much for watching. If this video resonated with you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content on personal growth and success. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Which mindset do you find yourself in most often? And what's one step you'll take this week to cultivate a growth mindset? Let's discuss. See you in the next video.